I'm currently at Book People, which is a huge, like 3-story independent bookstore here in Austin, Texas, which is where I live. I actually don't think the third floor is being used right now. I think it's like storage and staff only, but it's a huge bookstore. And I've been here a good amount of times, but I have a $50 gift card. My sister and her roommate got me a $50 gift card for my birthday a few months ago, and I've yet to use it because I'm very picky on like what books I want to buy with it. But we're here today. It's a Monday, so hopefully it's a little bit slower. They have like a giant cafe inside called Coffee People. The whole aesthetic of this place is just amazing. But I'm sitting here looking. They have like a marquee outside that says like who their like book signing people are, and Nia from Dance Moms was here yesterday. I could have met her. That's depressing. I didn't even know she had a book out. So many people are walking by right now. This place is popping. I'm getting nervous. I don't know if I'm going to take the microphone in, but we're going to do some book shopping. I'm so excited. I have some ideas for what books I want. I'm thinking with $50 if I get like paperbacks. I don't know how many books I'll be able to get. It depends on like if they're on sale, if they're paperback, hardback, like whatever. But I have a few books in mind that I really want. There's one that I really, really want. I'll wait until we do the book haul at the end. I also kind of want to go to Goodwill today. I have a feeling I could find some good books. So we're going to do that. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Yeah, let's go ahead and head inside. I was literally just walking around in the very beginning, pointing out different books that I wanted. I love how this store has like the little descriptions underneath a lot of the books. I love reading those. I was looking at V.E. Schwab. She has so many books and I didn't know which one I wanted to read, but I knew I wanted to get one of them. Here's me just admiring some historical fiction because I love historical fiction. The one book that I really wanted. I was so sad they were out of it, but look at Shane Hollander. They had a Shane Hollander poster above all of the Heated Rivalry books. I was in love. I was trying to go upstairs. I did go upstairs, and it was a challenge with the boot. They didn't have an elevator, but I did it. They also have so many just like knickknacks. They had like one of those like heating pad things you could warm up. It was a cute mushroom. I was looking at their banned books. It's funny that the Shatter Me series is on there. Looking at romance, even though, I don't know, I was seeing if there's anything I wanted in romance, even though, again, I've said it a million times, I primarily read fantasy. They didn't have the number one book that I wanted. I'm so sad. But it literally came out like 2 weeks ago, and they said it was sold out, which I was kind of expecting, but that's really sad. I'd still say it was a success. After that, I went to 2 different Goodwills and I found a Great Big Beautiful Life right away because the color popped out. There were so many Freda McFadden books, Prince Harry's book, a lot of books that I already owned, like Normal People. Again, lots of Freda McFadden books. There were like 3 or 4 of them there. It really seemed like someone, and Local Missing Woman, it really seemed like someone just got rid of their whole collection. I ended up finding Beautiful Boy. I found 2 copies, which I was excited for. Look at this beautiful book bucket list puzzle. I almost got it, but it was $9, and I told myself if it was like 5 or under, I would have gotten it. Also, this candle was cute. I am pretty excited about the books that I got. I will say, and I think I mentioned it in the store while I was there, they did not have the one, but there were a couple books that I really wanted, but the one that I mainly wanted was, oh my God, now I can't even remember the name. I actually forgot the name when I was asking the lady to help me find it. I'll put it up on the screen. It's the second book to the Rose Bargain. It's like the Something Queen, the Thorn Queen. It was only released, it was either like a few weeks ago or last month, but it's fairly new. It's a fairly new release. And she was like, I'm sorry, like we're out of stock, it's sold out. But she could see that they had ordered more on like the 21st. So she's like, do you want me to put your name down and like we can call you when we get it? And I was like, no, it's okay. I live like 40 minutes from here. Like I don't come down here a lot. I'll just go to Barnes and Nobles or something. But I did find some really good books, and some of the other books that I wanted, I did find. So we'll start with the books that I got from Book People, the independent big bookstore in downtown Austin. So the first book that I got, and this is one that I wasn't like necessarily considering getting at this, like on this run for buying books, but it's Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I know that Heather McLary loves this book, loves this series, and I've been wanting to read it for a long time. I'm not going to read the full synopsis of the back of like each of these, but it says that Alex Stern is the most unlikely member of Yale's freshman class. I believe that there's like this secret society at Yale that she ends up joining, and it's like some sinister magic stuff that's like hidden under like in the Yale society, something like that. She's tasked to monitor the activities of Yale's secret societies, and it says their occult activities are more sinister and more extraordinary than any paranoid imagination might conceive. They tamper with forbidden magic, they raise the dead, and sometimes they prey on the living. I am so excited to read this. I have actually tried to read Leigh Bardugo before. I don't remember which series it was. It was Shadow and Bone? Is that what it's called? I think I tried to start reading that and I didn't like it. I actually DNF'd it, which is unfortunate, but I have heard really, 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 really good things about this book, and I love this cover. I love this like serpent snake that comes down the front. I am so excited to start this. This may be the next book I start. We'll kind of like stack these behind me if you can even see them. The next book that I got was maybe I have heard of it, but it was nothing that's like been on my list of books that I want to get. I've never been like, oh, I'm going to write that down because I want to get it. But I still had a little bit of money left on my gift card. And so this was the third book that I picked up. I was just like looking for anything and everything. And I was reading the backs of a lot of books, and this sounded interesting. It's called The Crimson Crown by Heather Walter. This is about witches, and I think it may be sapphic. Above the synopsis, there's like a little smaller one. It says, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the wickedest of them all?" Snow White's dark queen tells her side of the story in this queer, witchy reimagining of the classic fairy tale from the author of Malice. So it's about a young witch named Aelith, and it says the witches practice their magic in secret, hiding from the White King in his brutal war against witchcraft. I love anything about witches. I love witches. I watch anything and everything on them. Like, I love movies about witches. I like watching documentaries. I'm so fascinated with Salem, and I just love anything witchy. So really excited to read this. I'm trying to get out of the habit of going on Goodreads and looking up ratings for books before I buy them, and unfortunately I did with this, and I think it was around 4 stars, maybe even like in the 3s, but it sounded good to me, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Is like, if it sounds good to me, I need to just get it. I don't want to like read reviews and like have it sway me on if I get it or not. So really, really excited to read this. The next one that I got was actually on my list of books that I wanted to look for this time around, and that is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I don't know how I feel about this cover. At first I didn't really love it, and I'm starting to like it a little bit more. I love like the dark teal color with like this shadowy man on the front. So V.E. Schwab is, I feel like everyone's heard of her. She is the author of like The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. She wrote Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, which that is one of my, did I read that this year or last year? Oh my God, I can't remember. I think I read it this year, but that has been one of my favorite books of the year. I think I rated it like 4.5, 4.75. Didn't love The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue as much, but I've heard really, really good things about this, and I've heard this is like one of her top series. So I wanted to go ahead and get this. They did have this paperback, and then they also had I don't know if it was paperback or if it was hardcover, but they had a collector's edition that had that more like white cover with like the circle and someone jumping from circle to circle. I think this is the one to where there's different parallel Londons. Yeah, it says Kel is one of the last Antari magicians with a rare, coveted ability to travel between parallel Londons. Red, gray, white, and once upon a time, black. So there's different parallel, I guess, like timelines in London. I know Heather loves this too, and I know I mention her a lot. I know I mention her in a lot of my videos, but I feel like me and Heather McLary really like the same types of books, and a lot of the books that I read that have been recommended by her, they end up being one of my favorite books. So I take her rec seriously, and I know she loves V.E. Schwab. A lot of people do, but I really want to read more from her because, like I said, I've only read the 2 books so far, Bury Our Bones and Addie LaRue. That's actually all that I got from Book People because I had a $50 gift card. I think these ended up coming out to like $60 because they were like $20 each. Books are getting crazy expensive, and I know I probably could have gone on Amazon and gotten these for cheaper, but one, it's good to support your local independent bookstore, but also I had a gift card, so it's like I just kind of had to. But I did end up paying a little bit out of pocket for those books. I think only like $14 or something. Then I went to 2 different Goodwills, and Goodwills can really be hit or misses. You never know. Sometimes I have really good luck, and I think you saw in that video, the first Goodwill that I went to, which is the one next door to my apartment complex, they had so many, I guess, like popular, like well-known books that people have probably heard of. A lot. I always find a lot of Freida McFadden, a lot, but I don't really love her writing anymore. She's just a little bit cheesy for me, so I don't know if I'll read another book by her, but there were so many of her books. There were just a lot of thrillers. Like, it looks like someone got rid of their entire thriller section. But the 2 books that I ended up finding from both of these Goodwills, the first one is Beautiful Boy by David Sheff. This might be one of the saddest books that I've ever heard of. This isn't the typical cover that I feel like most people like think of when they see this book. Anyway, found this. There were actually 2 copies of this at the store. There was a hardcover and paperback, but I went ahead and got this one because it was in better condition. It's like perfect. I'm surprised that it is, maybe that is Timothée Chalamet technically jumping on the front, because there is like this little, it's actually printed on there. It's not a sticker, but it says now a feature film starring Steve Carell and Timothée Chalamet. I kind of want to, for those who don't know, this is I believe it's a book technically following the dad, but it's a father's journey with his son's addiction. And Timothée Chalamet is the son, Steve Carell's the dad in the movie. I have seen bits and pieces, like clips on TikTok of the movie, and like I already am tearing up. So I really want to read this first and then watch it, but I kind of want to do a video to where like I read books and then watch the TV show or the movie. I need to find another book that, I know I have a few over on my TBR shelf back there that have movies out, so maybe we can do that video here soon. But I'm really excited, but also not excited to read this, because all I've heard and seen on YouTube and TikTok is people bawling their eyes out reading this. The last book that I got is honestly probably my least favorite, and y'all may understand why. It's because I don't typically just read romance anymore, and I know when this book came out, a lot of people didn't even really, they said it was like misclassified. They didn't think it was really romance. And that is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I am not an Emily Henry lover, but when I saw this in Goodwill in perfect condition for $2.99, I could not pass it up. I actually did start this audiobook. I got it on Audible with a credit probably like 6 months ago, and I started listening to it when I was on the treadmill. But then it ended up not being the kind of book that I wanted to listen to on the treadmill. It was like a little too slow for me. So I ended up I stopped listening to it. I don't even know how far through I got, maybe like 10 chapters in. So I technically have started this, don't remember much. So I'd probably just have to like restart this. But for $2.99, I was like, I'm taking this home. I will eventually try to get around to this. I love the cover. I think all of Emily Henry's covers are absolutely stunning. I love the bright colors, but I'm unfortunately not the biggest fan of her. I just didn't love Beach Read, didn't love People We Meet on Vacation, didn't love, Happy Place was probably my favorite so far, and we'll see just how I like this. I think this is about 2 people that are competing to write like a memoir or like a book about this older lady. It's kind of giving The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which is even more unfortunate because I hated that book. I DNF'd that book. Margaret Ives is, I guess, this like past celebrity that no one has heard from or seen in years, and she is giving 2 writers their an opportunity to compete to like who can write that book about her. And so it's about this girl and this guy, Hayden and Alice, and I think they're both just like competing with that lady to see like who she picks to write the book about her and her life. So yeah, definitely kind of giving 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo vibes, but I'll try to get around to this eventually. I feel like the hardcover needs to be on the bottom. There we go. So that's actually all the books that I got. I just got 5, which I'm very excited about all of these. I really am. I know it's not a huge book haul, but like this is a month's worth of books for me, and I won't even finish all these in 1 month because I do go back and forth my Kindle. I have a whole other shelf of TBR books, so I'm really excited to add these to that shelf. Let me know down in the comments which book you think I should read first, because I don't know. I kind of want to start Beautiful Boy just because I've wanted to read this for so long, and I kind of want to do that video to where like I read the book then watch the movie, but I really want to start Ninth House. I want to start all of these. except for this one right now. But these 4, I all want to start like right now. So let me know which one you think I should start next. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.